What are some of the takeaways, I guess, that you came up with after the last match that kind of fixed or corrected going into this morning?
I mean, that last match was a success in some ways. You can always improve the team in many different areas. It's always, the standard that we like to set at the club is you're never truly satisfied. I mean, there'll be games where you played really well and the scoreline indicates that, but there's always things that you can do a little bit better. I think that's why, the club keeps trying to progress, because we have that attitude. If you rest on your laurels, it's never good. And the flip side of that is, if you make some mistakes in key areas, certainly you want to correct those. It's, certainly something you need to do. So we'll work on all those things with film, and, it's not a ton of training time anymore because the games are so fast. But, after the LAFC game, we'll be able to take a bigger picture of what we need to work on just prior to the playoffs.
How different are the matches going to be then, I guess, against Florida?
You mean from the first two? Well, I mean, they're a great team. Peter's a great coach. They play a very distinct 4-3-3. There's a style of play that he likes, that he demands out of his team. And so you know what you're getting. Hardworking 4-3-3. They've got quality players. Shaloy has done a really good job. Obviously, they have other players, but he's their number one goal scorer. So, Russell, the captain's very good. Goalkeeping's very solid.
What is it about Russell that makes him so difficult? He's obviously had some success against you guys, even when you've gotten the result.
Well, he's just a really good player. I mean, inverted winger, tremendous left foot, lots of experience, smart, finds the right pass most of the time. You just try and make him hurt you the least amount possible.
Can I get a clarification? Last time you were talking about the players coming in and the way that they integrate, and you were kind of shying away from taking credit for the way that happens, that they're good, talented players. So are you saying that you guys kind of put them in the best position to exploit their talents, and it's not training or coaching that makes everybody look so good this season?
I'm not sure I'm following your question 100%, Jada, but what I would say is that this club has done a lot. I think if I'm understanding your question, I think I went through this the other day. There's a reason why a guy like Mauro Rosales came to this club and wanted to play. There's a reason why, Kellen Rowe wanted to come back, that Freddie wanted to come back, that Jimmy Traore and Gonzo wanted to come back to Seattle and finish their careers here in Seattle. I think the job that the club has done organizationally, from front office to the coaching staff, we do a good job.
So they want to come back. It's a great club. You do a good job.
If you say I do a good job, Jada, that's a compliment. Thank you very much.
There were some announcements made yesterday regarding Seattle's bid to host World Cup matches in 2026 as a lifelong
Big
Seattle
news.
soccer guy. What would that mean for you? Have that happen?
Be great. I still remember 1994. You might not have been born yet. If you have to think about your age, if you have to think about the year you were born, then that's, something's wrong there. Yes, 94 was a tremendous achievement. It's, spawned the MLS in 96. I remember the games vividly, great atmosphere in many of the venues. I was at Stanford, I was in the Coliseum. Seattle getting a chance to bid, getting a game would be tremendous. Absolutely tremendous and well-deserved for the fans that have been here, throughout the years supporting our club, supporting soccer here locally, supporting soccer nationally. I think if you looked at the committee that they put together, it's pretty impressive. I mean, I'm not going to talk about my boss Adrian, but Ciara and Russell and Natella. I mean, we've got some really smart people on that committee, and hopefully FIFA comes here and they see enough, and we get a bunch of people out there tomorrow at the game, and we make the crowd come to life with some good soccer, and then they say, yep, Seattle's one of those cities, because that would be great.
Do you allow yourself to think about being a coach of the team at the time that the World Cup's going on, assuming that it gets
Well, Jada, that's a long ways away. So let me get through this year. Let's get through the playoffs. Let's get through that, and then I'm just a steward of the club. I will be gone at some point. I hope to extend my stay, but that's out of my hands.
Nico Ladero was out here in training.
Yep.
How do you look? And
Good.
do you have kind of an update on his timeline?
No updates. I mean, they're both getting close. I think Jordy's a little ahead of Nico, but Nico's a tough kid. He's resilient, different profile. Jordan's a sprinter. Nico's just a guy that moves all over the field. So, the medical staff might be a little more lenient with Nico rather than a sprinter coming out right away and, putting himself at risk.
What about Raul?
Raul had a little bit of flight delay. He will be here tomorrow. But airline business is tough these days.
A little bit off the beaten path. Who are some of your favorite Sounders goal scorers in your mind?
Of all time?
Yeah, anybody.
Jada, you're really going to test my memory. I'll try and go through it. So I'd say I remember watching Pepe Fernandez back in '74, and then he was my family's business partner in the Everett soccer arena many, many, many years ago. And we had John Rowlands, we had Roger Davies, we had Mark Peterson, a local guy, God rest his soul, he's not here with us. We had Roger Levesque, we had, Clint, Oba, two of the best forwards ever to play in MLS. I would actually say that Clint is arguably the greatest goal scorer that this country has produced. Oba was in a class by himself. You now have, Jordan, Nico, Raul, Jimmy Madranda. I mean, some of the goals he scored, I could put him on my list.
That is saying something. What do
Well,
what
the
do you
type of
like-
goals he scores.
What do you like about him, or what do you think makes him a really good goal? What is the
Well, obviously, that's where the big bucks are paid. If you score goals, you get paid.
Is there a common theme besides the fact that they do score goals?
Well, in soccer, it's much harder to create things than it is to destroy. So the reason why they get paid a lot is because you need to have really quality, clever, smart, powerful, big, intuitive goal scorers in order to get ahead in this sport. And I think we've had a combination of a lot of them over the years.